Okay. Thank you. So now we're going to ask His Holiness to come. I just wanted to ask if there are people can maybe say where you are from, maybe some information, which countries you are listening from, and also if there are groups and the places in the different centers, you can tell maybe we are 10 people here or 5 people here and so on. So maybe we can at least it's first time for His Holiness on the webcast. Maybe he might be curious to hear these things. Okay, so I'm going to go and so ask him to come. Are we using the same mic or it's okay? Okay. As he is coming, so maybe if anybody has some questions or something like that. Yeah, I'll just invite some questions.
They're all sharing about where they're from right now, so it's hard for me to post something. Lots of
Many.
yeah, we have 400 people, so 400 people. So will you just go ahead and ask them?
Yeah. So as His Holiness is coming, so if some people have any questions or something, we can use this little time as he's arriving. So what are the countries?
So this is, we have one question. If during the singing emotions come, what do we do? Repeat the question.
So question is, during the singing emotions come, what do we do? So it depends on what kind of emotion it is. If we are talking like when we are focusing on the heart, if we are feeling joy is also emotion. In that case, that joy is more like a result of the practice, so that you're trying to be aware and connect with that joy. If the emotion is like a more negative, like interfering the process of the practice, in that point you're trying to refocus on whatever stage of sound and practice you're doing. If that is not still working, then you go back to the ah and just trying to sing the ah and trying to feel in more space rather than trying to force to stop, control the emotion. Okay, so he's here. Marek there. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Also, Paul, you wanted to explain His Holiness a little bit?
So, Your Holiness, we're having a practice today where we've asked people to maybe come to this broadcast, this live broadcast, and bring with them an obstacle or pain that they may have, which is not going away, that maybe they can experience some healing from this. And Rinpoche has just guided the warrior practice. And so we have many people here. We've got from all over the world. We have 400 computers. Many people, many computers have more than one person.
So, because the webcast, the internet on Chiguris, and also like colors and Mitsoma, such a corner of Mizana, Kanga, with a chain purchase with the Duna, and to do some of the Terbuchi, Tuchi Molam, the Wunang, natural chain purchase, Sama, Toya, Tuchi Molam, the Wutan, Lungi Sungres, and the Tilichin Miyungores, and a Tandangi, Tingela, the meditation Tichevi, and the computer ship jets, and a computer ship jet, and me purchase computer Kashikala, Miss Sumju ship jung up to me, don't allow it. Yangeta, Dumbling Kazakan, which
good condition.
Tambochi, Nimona, so long do the Tuchimon of the Nang, so on it, color of this sooner.
Nothing and day you are in the two skill.
No, the jealous on a deal.
The whole thing back.
I think I'm going to use here.
Okay. That's not the kitchen that you have to so cushion it. Yeah.
So I guess the request is, since people are bringing obstacles.
Yeah, I already said that.
Okay.
Yeah, with the theatre and the demand of law. Corum doubt.
Yeah, so I think they can still hear me, no? When I said that. So I requested His Holiness to keep everybody, whatever everybody is bringing. So His Holiness is going to keep in prayer and give some transmissions and blessings, so that everybody, this moment, you all are trying to be with that, whatever you wanted to heal. And so His Holiness is just going to do this prayer, and then after that he's going to just say a few words.
That's all, that all prayer chagora. Then the let me just such a the America Yone Nazugi Karsagor that Tamatin J. Engine logo. Oh, yeah. Well, since I came here for our the Geshe Lama Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. He started a Limija institution since nearly 20 years ago. Then every year he is doing very well about on the religion, teachings, practice, everything very well. During that time I came here, what we do, he asked me to pray, then to teach, help this advice, these things. So I said, then I usually do prayer for the world peace. Mostly these are, this was while this so much things nowadays is there, then we know only prayers. We have practice for these things. Then the church, this prayers, first we give a transmission was to all students. Then I shall do here also same. Daton rowa singe tam ji dombo lama tamba nala jasun chewo sanje la jasun chewo bon la jasun chewo shero yodron simbe sona kajon yishi je hama la so tenson yishi pe la so nala jasun chewo lama sanje pendon shero la shunche mato pada dajun je majendra na shisu lendresh dāna shūnchūn jūtu simchī tō kānyā simchī tāñchī tēwā tō tō bāchī chī simchī tāñchī dungā jī tō tēwā simchī tāñchī tēwā tō dēmbā jī simchī tāñchī tēdū nī tō tēyē tō nyō tsēmē pālā sēnē pāchī chī dēshīn jebō kēsōn jēwāndē mējī sōndē shērō māyē sēn dāne pēnjē tūjē nyāmē pā shērō jēzī shōlā sōwāndē Shero Pashin Kizum Pankaje, Shero Masen Kinsa Zukaje, Shero Jenzi Kinjisha Kaje, Shero Gonje Jela Sowande. Tataka Ponte Taji Yu, Domi Noji Donen Toyente, Jikin Sepe Yondizo, Sonje Muzushala Sowande. Aradi Chambondri Lagon, Duyinga Bonkashi Neneshi, Cheva Chila Tawanga Sonje, Tiji Taji Omonan, Shero Yondron Shala Sowande. Deshinan Salan Sowande, Lamala Jason Joe, Sonjela Jason Joe, Pala Jason Joe, Chera Yonton Sebetona Jason Joe, Lama Yitan Kando Sona Jason Joe. Omoho Aga Salava Ayon Omonde, On Matu Mea Salanda, Akara Ametres, Naboshi Mam. Jekyon Shunje, Jekyon Winje, Hata Taberje, the Tayola Cham, Leje Shunjana, Leje June Bon, Nella Jumponje, Nella Yomponje, Sonzekatome, Tijakimate, Najatinate, Kalamazoti, Yala Tijena, Jemametrona, Rajina Tim, Shatachina Loa, Seven Nejana, Yipoi Galolena, Swala Jena, Talar. Me bebe tunja shi on mama mate mawi mo ema sa nere da ho pa mai ribai ta de so ha so me chi jon ya na chde da sabe baram so ha so marade yin ton che mate mara mate me hara me mate yaro mane che to shaka Ridero yene yoro shala yoro nao daga shido tishido ya sala tisala ya songa songa ya marate tizeduma haha tundro ho la ho pe gosong tabe gewa gongji ba kansong sinji naji tendeng ho tison sape l'education ne gosong zobe sonji nyato sho. All these prayers, summary little short time, we do always for the world peace. Said this Sewa member awareness of Kasawar. Semi Shivil Nana, the Chitang Sober. Indian Zogon Lilamda. Sewa member. But I will say in Tibetan, I can say. What is all I will say in the Tibetan? Now, what we people always thinking for the future. Then you see, for the future is very important. Then now everything developed this also modern equipment. These things very easier if you making so many things, everything daily prayer, daily program, what these you can make so many things. But early time we have to do very very difficult things this to do. Now these things that's 나도 들어 강에때 가는 두스나 나도 힘마이나 내가 지나네 내좀 보지도 투니 도그리다네 이네 때 강가 지 잘라서 이네 지기시네 템보스 피타보스다 잡아 여바데네 드린 손이기 지차 뭐보서 디경이때 속에 공짜네 에스 야포 여바당 이 따침보인 봐도 우리 저기 두스 근데 여바데 낭신기 단 잡을래 여바다네 최동 시니까 레스 너 미기들 내가 찍은 줄 최라 있네 잡을래 최망고 정도 하래 최도 강가 사완도때 시대기 동다데 중도 참 이제게 동다네 최 탐지 중화대 참 이제 싸와 지내야 중화 샤다 리데 근데 야지 컴페텐 로이 콜라 내가 제통 베지 통통 돈에 또 가까이 정도인데
Yes. So His Holiness saying that it's just example as a example is that an old time when people make a very fine quality of artwork or fabric or furniture or whatever it is, they spend so much time, attention, so beautiful. And like antique pieces nowadays, these antiques are very very valuable. And on the other side, all this technology, which is like machines that everything is built, many of them, the value immediately loses. They don't have hold the same kind of value. So same way, the teachings are like even they're thousands of years old, but they hold a great value, and they do communicate so much the issues of modern life. So like all the conflicts and issues that we face in the modern life, which we don't have a solution, but there are many solutions comes from these ancient teachings.
사대 대가가 단다 최근에 됐다 사지지 최지지 됐대상 다 전부 제가 요반에는 미마가 돼서 진통 책임도 근데 가르드는 동부대 삼니제가 돈을 내가 제야도 돈은 대서 지신도 만다완다 좀 둘다 마세비 레즈지 때 가시네 개와지네 개윈지우 대와 양바당 디파지네 둥해지네 둥해겐 주도 마데와도 마치와 연구 요반에 뭐 제슈르가 다다 살라 동통고 돈에 그제 때 시용도다 다때 냠슬레 라레타고티 또스지 강에 요르다네 이네요 다 림베시나 냐테나 이치요 마음밖에 미나 또서 돈을 받는 건도.
So in principle, the Buddha Dharma, it's about love and compassion, which communicates with everybody, every modern person, and also one of the most important message is that even though we all seek for happiness, but happiness comes only based on your actions. So if the negative actions produces this pain, sadness, and the virtuous action produces the happiness, so this one needed to understand.
나 대상 미망 살았던 통이난다 레가지당이난다 조포당 then 피타포당 제포당 드리체를 때 니마 레지긴데 동감메바 제투요아레스 디낭신기 다전어정이 그거와데 텔라 만팀바즈기 망보즈레 오데네 메바체고이나 니마 레지긴데 다 기티 용두 메바체고이나 페체 지지 까마도 너는 제투그리스 아주 되게 시원되는 이노도 땅을 먹었지 연구도 와서 대체 어디나디 다 숨겨져야 가르 고그리 다 개차 대화들도 딩고는 인구도 하지.
So in the modern society, so we doing very advanced technology, and in the end, what we're able to create is like a nuclear power weapons and like that. So, and at the same time, we have put so much energy and effort to create that. Then at the same time, we are all worried about what we have created, and so everybody is feeling fear. In the end, it's the fear. In the end, it's about how can I be protected from my own fear or collective fears. So this weapon can instantly destroy everything, but we create it.
Adri something 다 köde. But aritausi na ngamane chilu nipa sengetin dute manyamba ji 송초진이 야부진의 대샤스 때 야분 누아서 현상하던 송초지 샵지슈 주신 송초지리 누아서 데이터 된 나중에 담벨에는 자첨부 다된경 미 대선 야소공사 요사도 속에 가만 놓지다네 요 말에 빼냐서 첨부 청하고 옛날양 단다때 미친소이나다 마음보이 신지소이나다 대개 첨부 요바당 텔라스틴 통치고 바당 텔라 송초치고 바당 제지텔라 빼가서 긴고서 가서 요라
So, like each culture, like each country, we all have our own different cultural and traditions, and these ancient culture and tradition, it's our responsibility to sustain, to protect. So, many younger generation, I encourage everybody to look back and trying to preserve the ancient traditions and cultures. They are very, very valuable for modern society.
다 산업 통통통네. 대테네스니 산업 통통통네. 무체와도서 이나 아정조리다 인생 토나 감각에 따디지 데스기 민념 중라 로랑당 되는 야보 존나 델라지 핀토바당 마음바 야보 용하더니
So also it's a very important value is that we all not only worry about and take care of ourselves, but also trying to see needs of others, and so always trying to help and need of others. That is also a very important part of the practice.
되네 용디네다 개체쇼때 가서 레진데스 기때 추징의 감각이 송체해야 돼 대레단 론소소 진호지지 때 대템비 진생이 단단 가서 라마기시도 소가 가사칼라 샤누니까 가사칼라 페네 그래서 치기지 대스지 사넨다부터 생도 가서 디 티진을 티가서 그랬다.
So also that in the teaching, we very important that we believe in karma, so cause and effect, and so what you do is what happens in your life. So this is the core message of the teaching. So many of these essential teachings, there are many lamas and geshes both in the east and the west. We are trying to share these messages.
근데 개체쇼도 내려와든 것도 미 체아이나 술라이나 땅은 기후도 요지들라 tel라 손쪽 고바다는 미 체종 냠종 세지미 신기 탐지라 고고요 아래 대여지데 tel라 사나 땅고도 잠블레도 지데 대상 원에 또니 다데 손쪽 지나 저기 지지 까마토네 제투근도 매바치나 그래서니 지지 까마토네 매바체 투근도 근데 인자 디기지 나마게때 그러니까 주인한다 리종인한다 또서 강가대시게 펜토와도 마음범멜라 펜토와리 데라 송체 제탕도 뜨르고 토나 나는 미셰숑 시이나가 데스기 공파 야보시는 제투나 야본도 가서 지스 이런 부지데 대인
So 그래서 당연히 tema
오 체육고시더라다 주주데
So again, continuously preserving the ancient traditions. There are many wisdom messages in every ancient traditions. It's important to try to preserve all this, and for the younger generation, and this is very much I like to encourage. Okay, so maybe His Holiness will open to some questions, people. So so we have a little, maybe 5-10 minutes. If some questions people have to His Holiness or to me. Everybody's me someone jumping thing to this. Konzo keje shedi gona computer no thongorwa konzo paso kara labgo sama thongorwa.
We have somebody says it's wonderful to see His Holiness. I pray that he will come to Mexico again.
Mexico
roche jeba pe gabo chon sane jama Mexico la pe rewa yins.
Mexico la dunyo ela yapo yo singama. Da chosu chiso yo ares. So yapo chek dus.
He says Mexico is beautiful. I have been there. It's a wonderful country.
Someone asked, Rinpoche had guided meditation and we brought us to a place of feeling complete. And somebody says, how do we support this beautiful feeling of completeness? So I guess how does one support
to become more familiar with what you are feeling? So question is, how do I support these experiences of feeling complete after the practice? It's to become more familiar with that experience and trying to bring that experience some time to time in our everyday life. Yeah, and you want to say?
I wanted to ask if Rinpoche, he's done so much in his life for preserving Bon. Is there anything else that he is hoping to still see accomplished before his life ends?
Chegi tandati chedan chulu nyingba ju nyingba jinjon che ura songurba tanda pade che rangi chana rangi mize tola pe tu kable mangu jane pe chale mangu nang yores te jinjon manyamba cheala tando chik tikdoba simma simne tando tinde de uji shenda tinde cheya tinde la yores
da la ta la yori ta tanda pade chela pachi mambo chondwa res chue inanda rijung inanda ti chong de rijung yinba da no chue de ga pachi mambo chongyong ti da esha inanda nushu pa inanda te chondus esha shoza ne ngaro ina bombo ge chilu ki chiji ndongi da kala konsa sho chi sho yi de na jin di ne nushu pa no yeshe tang hindu tang to so la dewa kan tu che ge yu de konsola yo des kangen dus terwa de yoba de ne des che son che tu ne yapundu samba yins
da pombogen pombe churdi this jinjon che tanda pade chikche matu ba na tawba tandon tinde ro che
tando te yoda yor ko ta min din roya re ta yaji ro te ta kong ro chudi de yaji ro ji te nga so ge ta trawa lamma ina da mucha phoma thanga ge te nyams le terwa tela ngi che tu na ina jinji to so ge te ne yaji ro ro wa yaji ro ne te phinto mato te hako gres.
Okay, so the question was, as His Holiness in his own life, he has done incredible amount of work to preserve the Bon spiritual tradition. So if there's anything that he feels still need or he feels that it needed to be accomplished. So what he's saying is that these teachings has gone through so much difficult times throughout the history, and so we all have been working hard trying to maintain. We have done a lot of work, and I hope to maintain continuously. The wish is to maintain continuously so the younger generation can really get it, and then trying to preserve them. and also I wish that able to have more exchanges with other spiritual traditions also, to share whatever the challenges we've gone, whatever the ways we can preserve these cultures, but sharing with other spiritual traditions leaders also.
We have some more questions. One person asks, how do you keep your heart open and yet still protect yourself from bad beings? They say bad beings. How do you keep your heart open and yet still protect yourself?
So
how to teach your mind open?
now chita ngonzo na ta samdi samku yang mo chegol de la samku yang mo chena mi tu ge khogap le ne ya khogap le yore hajana ko open cheta na mi tu ge ya ni tubje da yang ga res tin to gal thakbo chen de go ya de khechang bure thakbo chegore kuyang mo chegore se
타보대 보용대 때 제고 말했을 거네 또니 또대 참 이제를 삼바든 가서는 상라 내가 기바 가를 고와더는지 신라 고위 요바든 뭐시나 되네 땜버친 거 잘 인거를
so if one, it's important to remember that just as a practice of compassion, so whatever that you feel need in your life, you should know that others would like to have that also. So if you are aware of that, then probably there's not so much, or even maybe less thing to protect. It's always kind of protection is always trying to reserve something in oneself. So it's saying if there's a compassion, then probably it will be okay.
소소데 개체만 만화지 시디 잠보더네 타니스 만화지 대바 이나 신다 되게 따보 가르치네게 방산의 코를 많이 냠들 로그를 맞다 때 따보 따도 또 말이스
So if one remains more balanced in that openness, and no matter how much kind of force will come from outside, gradually these forces will dissipate by itself if you're able to maintain that strength in that openness. Okay.
Here's a question about practice. It says, when this person is in front of a challenge, when they face a challenge, they notice that they're acting crazy, and by then it's too late, and they've already made too many mistakes. How can they, stop that from happening?
So the question is, when one faces challenges in one's life, and when by the time I notice that, I have already done so many things which is made it already complicated, and so how one can not repeat these things? Well, if you situations when you realize already that you have said things, done things in a situation, and it's a little too late, then maybe you're right. It's a little too late to change that one, but the next one is waiting for you to test you again if you were going to change it or not. So you just prepare, not so worried about that one, but be stronger and prepare for the next one, which is just waiting for you. Okay.
Someone asked a very simple question. I don't know how easy the answer is. It says, how can I stop dark thoughts?
The question is, how do I stop the dark thoughts, negative thoughts? So namdo dan sama dukja di khandech ka korese.
어때 거네 답보통에 가요 말이지 답시요 말이지 때 가서는 시대도 그래 시와도 개셔 버려 시윙원에도 답보통 로그를 맞도 답보도 시와는 포투기 말이
So
시와도 이미지 세시고 삼반 세시
So you cannot force yourself to stop the dark thought. You have to find a sense of peace even in relation to the dark thought. So then the dark thought might stop. So as he's saying, basically, if you have a dark thought about the dark thought, so be careful with the second dark thought than the first one. Okay. Okay, so last question.
Okay. This person asks, is it possible to have real spiritual growth if I only have access to the teachings 2 times a year?
So the question is there a real possibility to spiritual growth if I have access to the teaching only twice a year? Logical that pechi dawudan nyamne che retreat dawudan thing needs ma je che kokap mena nyamne ngone yarje do thugres
또 그래. 또 ngachog에 치도를 마도베 니마르게 근데 거루 제고 세고 아마다스 니마르는 마지바치 나도 까만 하토나 야소리 공다 까만 마투나 양 나도 까만이 공다 까만이 마치바시네 텔레 야진도 주아레스 데스베게 야야 로기네 몸파사게네 핀토그로 와스.
So yes, absolutely. When you have 2 times a year access to the teaching, so what you're doing is you're hearing, learning, and reflecting. But what you hear and learn and reflect, and what you understood, this is what you need to apply every day in your life. So that if you do even a very short moment every day twice, you do become more and more familiar every day because you are doing it every day. So yes. So with that wonderful, good, positive note, we are going to conclude our webcast, and we will do the dedication together. Go something like that. Gozada That's